Hey, welcome back, everybody. So, I need to get some more wood gathered up here. You can see, and I don't know how this is going to do, but you can see I do have a couple of trees that are blossoms, sort of. We'll see what happens to them. Let's go grab some wood, so I need to get the charcoal pit fired back up. All right, we're back. So, during the live stream, we were able to finish the primitive electric generator. This is the first step of Hakobi-te. This is where we get our power from. And I don't have anything to heat this up with. Let's grab some peat. Oh, actually, I had some peat stacked over there, didn't I? Yes, I did. All right, let's throw some peat down here. I'll grab these and put them on there too. I'm already shivering, so I need a fire anyways, don't I? So this works off of basically like a steam turbine. So we're going to have heat up underneath it. There is water that's stored above it. And when it gets to a certain temperature, it will kick on. So I'm going to turn it on. And it's going to have to get up to temperature. And then once it is up to temperature, it'll start producing power. I don't think I can add any more water, but just to see. Okay. So we're going to let that go for a little bit. So now that we are going to have power coming out, and 8 flux is not that much, but is there something we can do with that power? Is there something that we can do with that power? And that's what we want to work on today. So in Hakobi-te, it talks about the first items you're looking at is the clay former, the metal press, and the electric forge. So there it goes. You see it working. Cool. And you do not want to let this run out of water. So definitely keep an eye on it. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out of there. I'm going to turn this thing off for now. There we go. Because I don't want to use everything out. But let's get this down here. Okay. So, as I was saying, there's a couple of things that we can do with this power now that we have it. And to go through this list, the clay former, well, basically you put a pattern into it, you give it a container, like a chest full of clay, and then it starts kicking out into an output chest all the items. So you can do bowls, you can do flower pots, ingot molds, shingles, and planters. Those are the items that you can make. Can't use this right now, as far as I know, for automating, like making the crocks, which would be really cool because we always have to use a lot of crocks for storing up our food. But that's not something that we can do at this moment. The other one, the metal press, is what you use for making your plates. So you remember me talking about, was there another way I can make plates? Well, there is. You can make it using Hakobi-te. And this one, though, you got to have heated ingots. So you got to heat up your ingots, put them into the container, they'll pull them in, they'll stamp the plate, and then kick it out on the other side of it as a metal plate. Not a bad idea because, right now where I'm needing to make, if I need to make plates, I'm making like 8 at a time. If I just needed to make 2 or 3 plates, I could do that, right through here, no problem. And then the electric forge. Now the electric forge will basically use the electricity to heat up the ingots and the work pieces, so it's basically going to take the place of that. Okay, all 3 pretty easy to do right off the beginning, but it's going to require a lot of those initial items that we had to come up with in the beginning. So, we're looking at here like the machine hull, where we had to make the chute section and the machine plates, what's needed for all of these things. And this is the item that I think I want to work on first. And this is the macerator. Just like in thermal expansion, I believe it was in Minecraft mods, the macerator, you put items into it, it grinds it up and kicks out, sometimes yielding you a little bit of extra off of it. And since we've been having some problems anyway with our zinc, I thought maybe this will be another way. So basically we can put stone and gravel into this, and it'll grind it up, the stone, into sand, kind of like what we do with the rubble. But then at the same time, we might get some ores out of it also. So that sounds pretty cool. And I know, let's go over here and check this again, because I know I'm going to need lots of, ooh, there we go. I'm going to need lots of sphalerite, and I'm going to need lots of copper. And I know we're going to have to make quite a few things. So let me kind of get my bearings here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is, I know I'm going to need some copper rods to make some copper wire. So let's go ahead and get that heated up. And then I'll go through and see if I can do the math. And let's see if we've got enough zinc on hand to make the plates. Sound cool? Okay, I'll be back. I do want to talk about one thing. We do have a couple extra points here that we can use. And I don't think I've got any additional in metal. But under survival, under temporal adaptation, I did hit a point there. The more time you spend in negative stability, the points you earn on this. So I saw I was kind of close to getting a point, so I ran out and I found a rift and I stood in it for as long as possible to get me the points that I needed. So we've got that. And under this now, we can actually decrease our temporal stability. So we can increase the recovery rate, temporal stability, by 50%. 3, 2. So one of the things that I wanted to show is that we did get we did get some more of our skill points between episodes. So one of them I got was for temporal adaptation, and this allows us to like recover and stabilize some of the temporal instability. And there's some great ones here. You'll no longer get damaged from temporal instability down here. Temporally unstable, your stable miner and stable warrior abilities will receive bonuses from temporal, all kinds of cool stuff. So I was looking at these, and seems like these are all kind of like in the beginning, the exact same thing. So it reduces the overall loss of temporal stability by 5%, and additional 1% for each level. And then this one, Caveman 3, reduces the loss of temporal stability by up to 10%. Now this one is nice because it says the deeper you are, the greater is the advantage. It's maxed out 30%. So that might be a good one, because all the mining is really hard to do right now because it's very, very temporally unstable underground. And then temporal adapted reduces the loss of temporal stability by up to 10%, and additional 2% for each level of the temporal adaptation skill. The lower your current stability is, the greater is the advantage. So as the temporal stability gets lower and lower, it reduces the loss of it even more. So it keeps kind of going. And then the temporal recovery increases the recovery rate of your temporal stability by 50%. So all kind of good, but I think I'm going to go with the caveman one here to start off with as the one we're going to go with. And then the other one, I believe, was forestry that I got. Yep. So lumberjack increased the yield of wood from felling trees by 10%. You'll receive 10% more saplings from breaking leaves. Increases your ladder building capacity by giving you more sticks from breaking leaves. And I think resin farmer, every time you cut down a pine tree, there is a chance of 2% per wood log that it drips resin. I think that's pretty good. We've got a little resin farm going out there, and I love my pine trees, so I think I'm going to add that one on there as well. So there we go. And now let's grab these, and I'll get the rods made. And I kind of want to do this before I did anything else, just because of that one skill that we have that we gained back from the clippings, or from the splits. And I knew that making the rod's going to be a lot of splits. So this is going to gain me back some of our copper as we do these splits. So thought that, oh, and I'm not even moving these over. Let's get that one down, that one down. Let's go ahead and get that one into place. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. But yeah, I definitely want to, before I start mixing up, because I know I'm going to need some copper anyways, and this is a good way to gather back some copper bits. So let me get these 4 made up, and then I'll be back. Okay, So we got the 4 metal rods made, and like I said, there's our 22 bits of copper. That's really a really nice advantage to the X skills, being able to recover those bits a little bit. That's actually saved me quite a bit. And I see I'm going to need to make another hammer before it gets too much longer. So hammer mold, let's go ahead and get that set out here also. And doing the math, so for using this to make 8 molds, you need 1,600 units. So 16 ingots is what we're going to be putting in there. And I was looking at it based on the amount, or based on the percentage of zinc for brass. As I said, you usually go with the 30%. So 30% of the entire 20 is 6. So we need 6 bits for every ingot. So since we're doing 16 ingots, we're going to need 96. So still don't have enough. 39 and 27. Just not enough to get it yet. That's horrible. So I'm going to have to make up some plates, or I'm going to have to pour these up and knock them out the old-fashioned way. So it's going to take some time, but I'll get after it, and then I'll come back. Okay, I think I figured out what I'm going to do here. So I do have some brass bits, and I can get more brass bits. I can get 1,100 units of brass here. So really all I need to do then is one of these ingots, convert it back over to bits. And that should give me 1,200 units total. And then I can pour in and get all that into there at once. So that's what I'm going to do. Charcoal here. So let's get these heated and going. And I'm going to want something besides charcoal in the beginning on these. Don't want to use up all of my charcoal trying to get these to temperature. So there we go. And then with this one, probably get by with just 2. Okay. So, yeah, I tried to figure out all the math I possibly could to see if I could get 1,600, but the most I could come up with was 1,300. Thought about waiting just a little bit longer and seeing if I got, and I got 2 more there now, but that would have taken too long. So I'm going to keep an eye on these, but while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and grab that, as we need to make the wire. So if I recall, it's this, and this. Nope. It is plate at the bottom. Okay, give me 8. I don't think I had... Yeah, I've got 1 more in there, so that'll give us 9. I even tried to see if I could use the brass from the metal from that, and I cannot. So, yeah. It's kind of stuck there. Now, I am going to need to make some more plates. So once this is done and going, fire that one up. Let's check this one. Drop some coal in there. Okay, I'll be back. All right, here comes the last of the brass. And I'm wondering if I'm going to end up with a little bit of extra here because of the bonus I have from X skills. Let's see. Nope. Okay. That used up all of that. And then I've got some tin bronze. I got 1,600 units of tin bronze going here. So that is completely full. That's 12 ingots going right there. So we're going to let that finish up. I did pour the tin bronze hammer, and of course I ended up with just a little bit left over. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is use these 3 for if I have any extra brass or copper or whatever, just drop them into that for the overflow. So let me finish getting these together and poured, and then I'll come back and we should be able to start putting some stuff together. Okay, be back. All right, let's see what we can do. So we're going for the macerator. So I think the first thing we're going to start off on is these LV motors, and we're going to need 3 of those. So got 3 rods. Actually, first we'll probably need to make the plates. Are we going to have enough plates? Boy, I hope so. Let's see, we need that. We need the screws, and we need the screwdriver right here. Let's go ahead and make all of those. Okay. It's going to be close. Let's see. So we need 3 of these, so that will be 6. That so I can see. Like that. We need 3 of those. We're going to need the screwdriver, and that means we're going to need 6 wires. Missing something. Oh, and the screws. One, 2, 3. I can already tell we're going to need more screws, aren't we? Wow, they go through a lot of them. We only got 4 left. Okay, so that's those 3. Yeah, we need those 4, but we're going to need... Let's see, we just need 1 of those, don't we? Oh, we may have it. We may have it. Okay, so we're going to need that, that, and that. And that gives us that. Form them here just like it's supposed to be. And then 1 more wire. Oh, we got it. We got it. 2, 3, and 4. That's all we're going to need. Okay, so let's put it into our grid. Like this. There we go. There is our macerator. So now I know that we're going to need power coming off of this thing, and I think I can put that right there, and that should get the power off of it. Now the next thing I'm going to need is a chest, actually 2 chests. So let's make 2 chests. And I'm hoping that this is going to take the place of this, which, I mean, it's not doing bad. And passively, you look at it, we're getting some pretty decent stuff out of it. We can convert that copper. I think we can convert that into bits. Yeah. So, cool. Okay. So now, let's get some power underneath this thing. Give me a stack. It wasn't a stack. That'll work, though. This underneath here. What do we have? Turn on. Turn on. Get that heated up. And then let's look at the first thing here. What do we want to get in there first? Now let's see. Do I have any... There's some stone. Let's take a look and see what happens if we put stone in that. We need the stone. Let's get like that much for now. Okay, so now we just got to wait for this to get power, and I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So, are we getting... Yes, we are. It's pulling through. And there we go. Not a big reward. That's kind of nice. Now, I wanted to see, for example, if we were to take the nuggets itself. Will that chew down into bits? Nope, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So what about... Let's make sure our water's doing good up here too. Yeah, we're doing good on water. What about... Do we have any ore left? No, we don't have any ore left. So it looks like the only thing we really have here is just some of the stones that have been coming out of this, plus what we have. So I'll definitely give that a go and see what we get out of it. These over here. So grain to flour, halite to salt, stone, gravel, maybe a few nuggets. Nuggets to bits. It says nuggets to bits. Oops. Not much coming through there though. And then it says you can feed in your metal scrap. So we happen to have some metal scrap. I don't want to do all of that because I know I've got another use for it. So I'm going to hang on to some of that. Water's doing okay. I got nothing out of it. Okay. Well, hey, I tell you what, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. We do have a macerator up and going. We do have power up and going. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to pull that out of there so we don't use up all our... There we go. But we do have power going. So we have a macerator. I think the next thing we're going to do is probably going to be the electric forge. Once we get the electric forge done, we'll start working on some of the other pieces. But as you can see, I mean, that was a lot. We started off with 12 ingots of brass. I've got 4 left. So it took 8 ingots to get the brass screws that we needed for this one machine. So we're definitely going to have to do some more work on that. But the nice thing is we did recover some more brass bits, so we've got enough for 3 more ingots worth there. So that's pretty cool. 10 bronze, we're doing okay on that. I grabbed some more off of that. But yeah. Okay, folks, hey, that's going to do it for this episode. This is Shino, and we'll see you next time. Take care.